But I want to dive in. And so again, thank you guys for coming in to come and talk to me. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves to the audience, that those of you that don't know the Donahues. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Sue Donahue, and I live in Downers Grove, and I am currently full-time employed as a school nurse.
Hi, I'm Greg Donahue. Live in Downers Grove as well. Retired now for about 2 years, and enjoying life and all the things that come with being retired and taking on some hobbies and trying to keep myself busy.
All right, I'm excited to hear about both sides. Still working.
Yes.
Retired.
Mm-hmm.
2 years
Yes.
retired. Congratulations, by the way.
Yes.
Still working.
Yes.
School nurse. School nurse. How long you been a school nurse?
17 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you must really love it then.
I do. Yeah, I do. I
That's
do
great.
love it. And then I worked for about 20-some years in the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of experience.
Yes.
So if I fall over, break my leg or something, you
Yep.
suture me up a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. And are you looking forward to retirement? How close are we to retirement?
So I have one more school year after this school year, and I'm definitely
Wow.
looking forward to it. Our friends are starting to retire slowly, so we're booking all these trips.
Oh, good.
Pickleball, the
Oh,
whole
you
nine
guys
yards.
are going to be busy, right?
Yeah.
Right from working into
Right.
retirement. Busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And Greg, so you're in retirement.
I'm in retirement.
Tell me a little bit about that. What hobbies are you doing right now?
Well, I do a lot of yard work. I'm in the process of some woodworking projects.
Nice.
And we've been e-biking.
Nice.
Yeah, and we
That's fun.
We have a weekend getaway home, so we love to go out there, walk on the beach over on Lake Michigan.
Nice.
And,
Good for you guys.
Just enjoying things.
That's sweet. So you're looking forward to more of that full time then.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
good. You guys big pickleball players on the weekends and
Not
stuff
big
like
ones,
that?
but just, we enjoy it.
Good.
Yeah.
It's like tennis, but way easier. It's like low
Yeah.
maintenance tennis. You know what I mean?
Between tennis and ping pong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we can play with our
love it.
kids and
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I
We're
love
told
it.
we don't move our feet very well.
Neither do I. I'm like, but you don't have to if you stretch your. It's not that big. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No, it's not like you have to. Yeah, there's some people that try really hard and they're sprinting all over. I'm
Yeah.
like, the court's not that big.
Right.
You know?
That's right.
Good. So travels. You guys have trips coming up. You guys are planning or?
Yeah, we've had 2 big trips, one each of the last 2 summers. We went to Greece for a long trip to Greece. And then last summer we did a river cruise
Oh wow.
from Amsterdam to Budapest.
Whoa.
And that was really a wonderful trip. And then this summer, Sue, you want
This summer we're going to do the train, the Rocky Mountaineer.
Oh, yeah.
So it goes through the Canadian Rockies, and it's a glass train. It's fully glass all over.
Whoa.
So there's 4 couples going on the
That
trip.
is so cool. How long is that
well,
train ride?
we stretch that out to about 10 days. So we start
that's
in
perfect.
Vancouver to Banff.
Wow.
Yeah, so
What
it should be
a
great.
trip. Greece
Yeah.
alone. I was gonna say that's a bucket
Yeah.
list trip of mine. I'm going to Italy later this year with my
Oh, yeah.
sister. But wow, some great trips. Trip coming up and some former trips you guys went on. That's amazing. Do you guys do it a lot with your friends or do a lot of family trips and stuff like that or just you two?
Well, the prior 2 trips, it was just the 2 of us.
Oh, okay.
But this one, we've got 4 couples that we've known for quite a while. So
That's awesome.
it'll be a lot of fun.
That is a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun. And then are you guys, besides this trip, is there any big trips you guys are saving for? You're like a dream trip, like,
Well, I
you know what I mean?
once I retire, we would like to go to Italy.
Okay, there you
So
go.
like September or October.
Perfect.
So I could never take that time off,
Yeah.
of school.
And
so
you,
yeah.
and you need 2 weeks plus.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Just
Absolutely.
sitting, enjoying. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, I hope that happens then.
Yeah.
That is next year then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right there.
Absolutely.
So close.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and talk about financial services and stuff like that. So when you guys were first looking for financial services or financial advisor, what was leading you guys to just start looking?
Well, I think it came down to my career. I spent nearly 40 years in commercial banking
Oh wow.
for a very
Long time.
large national bank. And we had a relationship with that bank in their private client services area, working with financial advisors there. Our initial advisor was very attentive, followed up, did some good things for us. The one that inherited our relationship when he left, I knew this gentleman for a number of years. I worked closely with him. Never received phone calls, never received follow-up.
Wow.
And the interesting thing is when we started looking, we met with you folks, and we met with the folks at my former bank, and then we met with a large insurance company that does a lot of investing, very good reputation. And neither my former bank nor the insurance company put together a comprehensive plan that made any sense.
Wow.
In fact, the banker, my former bank,
Yes.
he completely dropped the ball when we went to meet with him to go over the new plan for us.
Yeah.
All he did was put a piece of paper and said, you need to get this annuity. And didn't discuss it, didn't have any information for us,
Right.
didn't have a plan.
Right.
The insurance company plan was really kind of sketchy, and the
For sure.
person that we were working with not as professional as we had hoped we would find. But we found that here. When we met with Brian, and he sat down, initial meeting, they profiled us very well, got to know us, got to know what we have,
Yeah.
what we want to do, and where we want to be down the road in regards to, retirement income, risk management,
Yes.
for
Yeah.
investments,
Big.
discussing things as simple as tax planning
Right.
and things of that nature. And when we met with him the second time, he had a big binder full of all the information that he got from us initially, and then a plan. Say, okay, if you do this, you do this, do this, here's where you're going to be. And it was a very well put together, comprehensive plan. And we really appreciated that and Brian's professionalism.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, Brian is awesome. I'm biased, but it must have felt a little bit better to get a binder full of information, not a one size fits all, right? Or was it a one size fits all?
No.
Okay. And then a piece of paper saying buy this annuity, which kind of sounds like a commission grab, for the guys, and it's
Yes.
like you never know. You know what I mean? And it could have been a good opportunity or whatever, but maybe not the best opportunity for you guys. You know what I mean?
Right. The timing was way off because that was not what our appointment was scheduled to be.
There you go.
And
yeah.
and so that kind of slammed the door, so to speak, on working with him.
I understand. I understand. We see that a lot in the industry, and that's why we work with fiduciary advisors to custom make you guys plans. And it's not. And Brian works with his entire team, to customize it for you guys. You know what I mean? And it does. And then he works with the tax team and our legacy planning team that whatever you guys need.
Yes.
So that was the initial meeting with Brian. Your experience working with us so far, has it been a positive one or a negative one, or do you think we've dropped the ball at all?
No,
or
I don't think you dropped the ball. So whenever we would meet with our previous planner, I just dreaded it because I never knew what they were talking about.
Yes.
I don't have that financial background. But when we met with Brian, he explained it in layman terms and he personalized it. So then when he said, here are some annuities, he went beyond that and explained on paper with graphs what it would mean for us over time.
Right.
So
right.
everything he did, he took the time. He wasn't looking at his clock, I have to leave for a baseball game or anything like that. And the situation I was in, I don't have much flexibility in my work, so I could only meet
Right.
at 4:30.
Right.
And that planner, was looking at his watch. He's like, "I'll give you 15 minutes."
And then he has to go.
And then he has to go.
Right.
He had to
So
be out the
afterthought
door.
almost. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Brian would meet with us in the evening after work,
Yeah.
which was very helpful. Very
But
helpful.
yeah, our experience has been very good.
Very good.
And, when it comes down to, as Sue had mentioned, we presented us an annuity, which initially we were not really thrilled with annuities.
For sure.
But when he explained it and what it would do for us from a income standpoint once we're retired, it was huge to understand how we could manage that annuity, my wife's pension, my Social Security, and then have kind of a strong starting point for our income for the next, hopefully 30, 40 years. And so that was great. And then what's really nice is that, Brian and your team have been really proactive. Okay, so a year ago, we bought the annuity, I think 3 years ago. Then a year ago, when rates shot way up.
Right, yes, I was going to bring that up.
There was a great opportunity to get an annuity that had a much higher interest rate. And so by making the move, we were able to more or less increase our monthly income when we start drawing on the annuity by about 40%. So it's going to be 40% higher than it would have been with the prior annuity.
Right.
And on top of that, we don't have a 10-year waiting period, which the prior annuity had. So it's really a great product for us. And we're now in a situation where we're very comfortable on where our income's going to be when we get to retirement.
That's awesome.
And one other thing that we're working with too, we've met with Jessica, the tax planner, and she's a very bright and intelligent woman.
Yes, she is.
She really knows her material well, and really helpful to us because she's got all the programs on her computer that will simulate where you'll be in regards to if you take this avenue and don't do something, or you do something here, here's where you're going to be 10, 15, 20 years down the road, and here's where the benefit lies for doing things as Roth conversions and things of that nature.
100%.
So the upfront cost is a little more than we thought, but it's going to be well worth it in the end, because we're going to have a ton more money 10, 15 years from now
great.
Than what we lost up front.
That's awesome.
So a great approach.
I'm glad you met with her, because I was going to ask. I was just with her yesterday, and we were talking about being proactive with our clients and team, and because the industry moves so fast and things change and we don't understand what's all going on, but you have these super intelligent CFPs, enrolled agent, and that are proactive and they're studying constantly. They can bring us the best options.
Right. Well, the other thing about Brian, when we first met with him, he would keep us on kind of a schedule, and so he just would make the appointments, and we had that in our calendar, and we would just meet with them routinely. So we were never having to try to fit into his schedule or call him and try to track him down, and that was, I thought, really helpful.
Oh, good. That's great to hear.
And he just took things step by step.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And you guys never felt pressured or
not at all.
So your relationship with your advisor, you'd say, is pretty good then.
Absolutely.
Good.
He just took his time and would tell us, you don't have to do it. Here's a couple of choices. Never felt pressured.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay, so I just wanted to say, you felt like you felt like that we've acted in your best interest then as a fiduciary advisor?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're very happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Is there any examples besides that with Brian's team and when he recommended the tax team? How did that go about? Because I know he recommends it at some point. How did that come up?
He's been very helpful as a trusted advisor.
Oh, okay.
And when we first came on board, we were trying to do some estate planning as well.
Okay,
and
that's
that
what I
was
was
important
thinking
for us
okay.
because we have a nest egg. It's not huge, but it's what we have, and trying to figure out from a estate planning standpoint, how do we get things to our kids
right
when we pass down the road, and doing it from a simple way of doing it versus my mother passed a few years ago, and the financial advisor she was using had her in a handful of different investment things, and we weren't getting good information on what we were inheriting. And so tax time, trying to get all the forms and all the things related to it,
Yeah.
they couldn't answer my basic questions
yeah.
related to what I inherited, what my tax obligations were, things of that nature. It was very, very frustrating.
I'm sure.
And,
I'm sure.
We don't feel we don't feel that that's the case here.
Mm-hmm.
Goldstone as a team, and Brian and Justin as well, are very good at providing feedback, and they're knowledgeable of what you're selling. And we don't have to ask for additional advice trying to do our taxes. We can have all the information available, and it's very good. In regards to meeting Jessica, as soon as she came on board, I got a phone call saying, "Hey, we want you to meet with Jessica."
Good.
So, great experience, real proactive.
Good. That's what I was wondering. I was hoping. So before working with us, were there any other challenges or financial concerns that, since working with us, have gone away at any point? Or
Well, I think for me, it was scheduling, because I couldn't take a day off of work, and secondly, I didn't, he didn't explain anything at all, so I felt like a lot of pressure,
for sure, 100%.
We did not have any kind of relationship, formed. I mean, maybe Greg knew him, but I did not, so there was no relationship. So it was really, if you don't have a financial background, it was like dreadful. Or,
I'm sure.
And so,
it is.
Exactly. But with Brian, I think he, just kind of calm, was calm and, went step by step and took the time to educate, and it was a much different experience.
Yeah, good.
So, yeah.
Good. Yeah, well, Brian is a people person. It's like his job is to work in finance and be a fiduciary advisor, but it's like he cares about the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's pass you on to the next. All right, see, you know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
I've known Brian for so long, since I was so young, and he's been that way for over a decade. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
yeah, no, I look up to him in that way a lot. So then you would say that our planning has, since you joined, has helped you reach your goals then? Are we at where that is?
Yes, I think we're pretty comfortable with where we are and where we're headed. I think that we have all of our ducks lined up in a row in regards to what we need to do. And, as tax laws change or laws change or regulations change, I know we'll hear from you folks and say, hey, we need to discuss this. So
Good. And I heard that you guys are so lovely at recommending us too. I heard some of your family members are working with us now too, right? If that's okay if I bring that up. Is it okay? Jen told me, and I was like, I got to bring it up. Okay.
You want to talk or what?
Well, when Greg mentioned, his mother's estate, Greg's twin brother and his wife, who's a friend of mine and my sister-in-law, she was like, I can't take it. I just can't take, he's not answering any questions and things like that. And they live in Ohio near Cleveland.
Do? Oh.
Yeah. So they actually came on board and they just meet virtually.
That's
and
awesome.
I think they're both pretty happy.
Yeah, they are. They're very happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
They understand, what's being talked about. And
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I've passed Brian's name on to a couple former coworkers.
Cool.
Yeah.
I brought a friend of mine to that.
The lunch and learn.
Lunch and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's kind of set where he's at, but at least he saw what you guys have to offer here at Goldstone.
Yeah.
And then our kids both have opened accounts here.
Yeah.
Oh, they have.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
both our sons and then our daughter-in-law. So
Yeah. And then our friends, when we joined here, our good friends did it at the same time. We're
cool.
like, are you doing it? Okay, are you? And they're very happy. And their kids are, involved, and they're checking the stock market, et cetera.
You'll love this. We learned about Goldstone through one of your mailers inviting us to one of your presentation
did you?
dinners.
Okay.
Yes.
And so Sue has a group of friends in a book club. And so we had 4 or 5 couples, so we all went together to the dinner.
Did you really?
Yes.
It was good.
I like that.
It was a really good dinner too.
I like that. Oh,
And,
good.
so we enjoyed
Good.
that, and then two of us that attended it came over to Goldstone.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. That
And
is
we
so
talk
awesome.
about it all the time. We talk about it with those other couples, and they're thinking about it, So, yeah. So, and
That's
I've
good.
recommended it to family and friends. I've recommended you guys too.
That is so fun.
We
Thank
have
you.
no hesitation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, it's the greatest honor that I could ever hear that people recommend us, because it feels like we're doing a pretty
Yes.
good job and being there for you guys.
Yes.
And which, do you mind me asking, which speaker was speaking when you had the dinner?
Anthony.
Oh, it was
Yes.
Anthony. Okay, it was my uncle. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Was it
Big
what?
cheese.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we call him.
Exactly.
So what was it that, do you guys recall, what was it that you guys felt or you heard him say that you wanted to book an appointment? You know what I mean? Or
Well, I think the presentation
Yeah.
you hit on, every key component of it hit regards to planning for income in retirement, managing risk of your portfolio, and getting a reasonable return on it,
Yeah.
and understanding that higher return the higher the risk, and obviously that's important to make sure that there's a balance there.
100%.
Understanding the taxability of future income, and dealing with RMDs with IRAs and things of that nature. And so the whole presentation, it checked every box, saying, hey,
Okay.
as I said, I thought we did a really good job of saving to get to the point of pre-retirement 5 years ago.
Right.
But at that point, then we needed to start thinking about, okay, we've gone from A to B, now we need to go from B to C.
Right.
And I think that working with Brian and the folks here at Goldstone really did a good job of managing that for us.
Okay. Thank you for saying that. And you could feel Anthony's passion, right? When
Oh, yeah.
he loves
for
it.
Sure.
You can't buy or sell passion. He just has
For
it,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And then I think at that dinner, they said, you can come and you don't have to make any decisions.
Right.
So, we were like,
Right.
okay, this is too good to be true, So it was, it was exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think they had a couple there at the dinner that gave a testimonial as
Oh, they
well.
did?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So that was helpful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it may feel, in a way, too good to be true. Me growing up, this was like the only understanding of the financial industry that I had. So I'm like, oh, the 5 worlds, you know what I mean? The whole financial circle, and going into other, or hearing about other financial firms, and they only do 1 or 2. They don't do tax planning. They don't do, risk
Yes.
planning. And it kind of shocked me how blessed I am to be here, and working with them. And so when you were shopping for advisors, was there any ones that stood out too that, or was it ours that was different because of what we provided? Because we wanted to make you guys feel like you didn't have to go to many different financial firms
No.
all at once. There's like one place you call, you know what I
Right.
mean,
Right.
for taxes and everything.
Right.
One
No, I
stop shop.
think the key was that the end product of going to the second meeting and having a defined plan.
Okay, right,
And
right.
how well it was put together, and
Yes.
the detail of how Greg and Sue can live through retirement very happy and financially intact
Good.
and safe.
Good. Good.
So
No, and we want to see you guys traveling and having fun and spending time with your family, because that's the most important thing.